I saw an interview with Sam Seder and an immigration lawyer, and he was talking about likely outcomes with the Trump administration mass deportation plan. And he said that probably what they will do is go for the low-hanging fruit, which will be people who've already been asked to leave the country but have been given stays. And that those individuals, their temporary stays can be revoked. And that's in the area of about 1 million people. And then the other thing potentially that's going to happen is that even if you get those people on planes and off to their native countries of Haitian birth that Trump promised. So while Tom Homan is saying that he wants to go after the quote-unquote, criminals, that it's not as easy to find those people. The actual getting them out thing is particularly tricky. So if you're less picky because you're just not generating the kind of numbers you need, then you could use something like the Alien and Sedition Act. This is where they were talking about how, and I had mentioned, and a lot of you still weirdly following and liking my videos, even though you come on here and say shitty things, where like, that's never gonna happen, chance. Yeah, it is. Now, I would say this, probably first is what's gonna be approached is putting ICE into detention centers that are already out there. And you're gonna have pushback from blue cities on that because they're gonna not necessarily just be able to do that. In red states it won't be the same, right? They'll just give them free access. Yeah, sure, let's house a bunch of the illegals in regular prisons. The other thing is there are some countries that will not accept people. They're not gonna take them. And thus, those people are in those camps. That's where I was talking about private prison industries are going to make a bundle. A couple decades ago, they were already anticipating the fact that their populations were not going to continue to be crime-committing U.S. citizens in large measure. They were going to transition to being immigrants. Don't offer consent in advance. Don't let fear stop you from doing the right thing. And fight. Fight. Every time they want to chip away or assume that they can take away the things that make our liberal democracy what it is. I know it's a tall order, so the fight continues.
Look no further than the price tag of this bill, $83 billion. They know that it can't be paid for. They know that the capacity is not there. And you know what will be there? Private prison companies are going to get flooded with money. Who give this money, no doubt. I want folks at home to look. Look at what members of Congress are invested in private prison companies who receive this kind of money, and look at the votes on this bill. It is atrocious that people are lining their pockets with private prison profits in the name of a horrific tragedy and the victim of a crime. It is shameful.